The story begins with a camp in Siberia where hundreds of Germans were kept captive. Although there were no guards for security, still no one dared to escape from here. In fact, even if someone escaped, he would not be able to survive for more than a few days in the bone-chilling cold of the Arctic Circle. But there was a soldier who wanted to escape by any means and return to his wife and daughter. His name was Forell, and one day he got a chance to escape. At night he climbed into a coal train, and when the train started he was very happy to see the sky full of stars. But suddenly the train stopped in the middle and Clemens secretly came out and looked at it. But then a Soviet soldier caught him and imprisoned him in a pigsty. On top of that, heavy rain started. But despite this, Clemens remained there for 3 whole days without eating or drinking. After this, the jail warden released him and said that your comrades are waiting for you. Finally, when Clemens reached the tunnel, he saw that his comrades were very angry and they were waiting for him with weapons in their hands. Actually, because of Clemens' escape plan, all of them were kept hungry for 3 days. Then suddenly they attacked Clemens and beat him like dogs. Due to being badly injured, he was taken to the doctor's camp. That doctor was also a prisoner here, and he was very impressed by seeing Clemens' courage to escape. Then Clemens said to doctor that he want to escape from here. Then doctor said that it is impossible to escape from the Arctic Circle. Till date, whoever tried to escape all were killed. But the doctor told him a secret, that those who do not escape from here will also be killed in the end. Actually, all the prisoners present there digging the mines of a metal called lead. Every day lead is slowly entering their bodies through the air, due to which if not today then tomorrow all of surely die. That is why the doctor advised him that he should try his luck by escaping from here. Then the doctor took out all his warm clothes and shoes and gave to Clemens and told him that food has been hidden at various places on the railway lines. On top of that, he also gave Clemens a gun. Actually, the doctor had made all these preparations to escape himself. But he came to know a month ago that he had cancer, and even if he escaped he would not live for more than a month. Well, the doctor gave his lunchbox to Clemens and said that if you succeed, then inform my family about my death. After this, Clemens escaped once again at night. The next morning, warden got the news that Clemens had escaped, so he came to question the doctor, but by then the doctor had sacrificed his life. On the other hand, Clemens was moving forward with full enthusiasm, facing the snow and strong wind. Here warden sent many soldiers to find Clemens, but even after searching for many days, they could not find any trace of Clemens. Everyone thought that he must have frozen to death in the snow, but warden was sure that he is alive. So he ordered to continue the search. 9 days after escaping, Clemens suddenly saw a sled chasing him. Clemens also started running immediately, but soon the sled reached him and ran over Clemens. Then Clemens opened his eyes. He saw that he was absolutely fine. Actually, this whole incident was a delusion of his mind. There was only white snow all around him and he had run out of food. His heart sank and he asked God to do a miracle, but there was nothing but snow in the Arctic Circle. Now he had no choice. So he kept moving ahead for a few days. Finally his body gave up and he fainted due to hunger. After some time his eyes opened and he heard a strange sound. Then he saw a seal and his eyes lit up. He immediately took out his gun and fired bullets at the seal with trembling hands, but unfortunately he did not hit even one of his shots. The seal started running away, so Clemens ran after it, but suddenly it entered the icy water. Well, without thinking much, he fired and finally succeeded in killing the seal. After eating food, he tied bandages on his feet so that he could get some relief from the cold. After a little rest, Clemens again set out on his journey. His mental balance could easily deteriorate due to his loneliness, and in such a long journey, that is why he kept talking to himself continuously. Also, after walking a little, he used to check his direction with the compass so that he does not get lost here. After walking for many days like this, he saw a tree in the middle of the snow. Seeing it, Clemens became crazy with joy and ran and hugged the tree. Actually, this tree meant that after walking continuously for 2 months, he had finally come out of the Arctic Circle. On the other hand, the jail warden still did not give up and ordered to search an area of 500 kilometers. On the other hand, Clemens had reached the forest, but suddenly a snowstorm started there. This storm was so terrible that even big trees were uprooted and fell. As soon as Clemens got up, suddenly a big tree fell on him. Luckily 2 men named Semjon and Mattern, who had come there in search of gold, saved Clemens' life. Then all 3 of them started moving forward together. Gradually the weather started getting better and all 3 of them decided to cross the river by making a boat with available material. All three told each other the stories of their lives, but in a short time the flow of the river became very fast, due to which Clemens and Mattern could not handle the boat. Suddenly Semyon lost his balance and fell into the river. Semyon was about to drown, then Clemens, not caring for his life, immediately dived into the river. After a lot of difficulties he brought Semyon to the shore. On the other hand, Mattern left them in the middle and moved ahead alone. When he reached his hut he thought that Semyon must have died in the river, that's why he stole Semyon's gold and other valuables. But then within a few moments Semyon and Clemens also reached there. Semyon got very angry with Mattern's betrayal, that's why he shot Mattern and killed him. After this, Semyon and Clemens packed their luggage and once again set out on the journey. Well, soon the winter season started and moving ahead became even more difficult. Then Clemens tried to reduce Semyon's burden by taking his bag. But Semyon thought that Clemens wanted to steal his gold, so he attacked Clemens with his bag. Due to this, Clemens fainted, and when he opened his eyes, he saw that a pack of wolves was approaching towards him. Clemens tried to climb a tree, but the hungry wolves were pulling him down by his pants. After a lot of struggle, that small tree fell down and now death was standing in front of Clemens. Then suddenly there was a loud sound of gunfire in which all the wolves were killed. Actually, the shepherds of this area had saved Clemens' life. They picked him up and took him to their village where many shepherds treated him. With their help, Clemens' body soon recovered completely and he was very happy to meet people after such a long time. He became friends with many shepherds, but soon the notice sent by the jail warden reached there as well. According to which whoever gives shelter to Clemens will lose his life. Therefore Clemens was forced to leave from there. Before leaving, the shepherds gave him a lot of food and a hunting dog as a gift. Now, in this journey of returning to home he also had a companion, so Clemens did not feel alone. In this way both of them kept moving forward for about 1 year. One day they reached near a wood mill where Clemens' dog ran in search of food, but some employees chased him away. When Clemens came forward, the workers recognized him and then the mill owner fed him food. After this, they put Clemens on a train to Germany. Now he was going to reach home soon, so there is a big smile on Clemens' face. But he did not know that the mill owner had informed the police about him and the jail warden was waiting for him at the train station with his soldiers. Luckily, Clemens had already seen the soldiers at the station, so he ran away seeing the opportunity, but then in a few moments the jail warden caught him red-handed. Now all Clemens' hopes were over, but suddenly Clemens' hunting dog attacked the warden and bit him badly. Due to the loyalty of his dog, Clemens got another chance to run away, but then he heard the sound of bullets and he understood that the warden had killed his dog, but Clemens could not even mourn its death and kept running. Seeing the opportunity he climbed a bridge and jumped on the train passing below. Today once again he had narrowly escaped from this. After that he continued to move forward on his path. A lot of time passed like this and the year 1952 came. When Clemens had neither a single penny of money nor any grain to eat. He was roaming in a fair where he saw delicious food but the shopkeeper shooed him away. While walking he came across a pancake cart where 2 girls welcomed him but he did not have money, so he himself got disappointed and moved ahead, but a kind-hearted girl took pity on him and she broke a piece of pancake and gave it to Clemens through a child. At first Clemens hesitated but then he took the pancake and ate it. Well, then a Jewish man saw everything. Meanwhile Clemens reached a church while walking and prayed to God with folded hands. That Jewish man also followed him till there, but he did not hand over Clemens to the police. Actually he too had been a war prisoner some time back, so he could understand Clemens' condition. He brought Clemens to his house where Clemens returned to his old form after taking a bath. The Jewish man returned and gave him a passport and some papers which pleased Clemens. Finally, Clemens crossed the Soviet border with the passport and after a little interrogation he was let go. Clemens was very happy and hid his emotions. After reaching Su Bridge he saw that warden is in front of him. He was still on Soviet land, which meant that warden could still arrest him. Now Clemens' heart sank because after so many years of hard work, his desire to be free was now being shattered. But suddenly he saw that wardens moved out of his way. Clemens could not believe his eyes, but he slowly moved forward. Actually, Clemens' desire to live and his passion to reach here after a painful journey of 7 years had won warden's heart. That is why warden let Clemens go, but being a soldier he had won, because today if he wanted he could have arrested Clemens and ended his game. Finally, Clemens crossed the border and reached his home where his wife and daughter were leaving for church. Clemens also followed them and reached church. His daughter recognized him and then she ran and hugged her father. According to you, did Warden do the right thing or did he betray his country?